We begin this Monday afternoon with more tensions with China, but not just on the topic of trade. Now, the Trump administration is reportedly moving forward with a multi-billion-dollar deal with Taiwan, which involves the sale of dozens of F-16 fighter jets, despite sharp criticism from Beijing. RT's Rachel Blevins joins me with the latest to discuss. Rachel, how has China responded to the news of this deal still continuing to move forward?
Well, Scotty, China is now threatening countermeasures if the United States and Taiwan follow through on plans to complete an $8 billion deal that is already increasing tensions between the world's two largest economies. Reports are claiming the Trump administration has given the green light to move forward with the sale of 66 F-16 fighter jets to Taiwan, and they say that there was an informal notification that was given to Congress, which will be followed by a formal notification of the approved deal, which is expected within the next 30 days. Both Democrats and Republicans in the House and Senate have expressed support for the deal, and in a joint statement, the House Foreign Affairs Committee claimed it sends a strong message about U.S. commitment to security and democracy in the region. But while the deal may have support here in Washington, China sharply opposes it, and a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry argued that it violates past agreements between the U.S. and China.
Recently, we have made solemn complaints with the U.S. on its planned sale of F-16V fighters to Taiwan. I want to stress once again that the U.S. arms sales to Taiwan seriously violate the One China principle and the 3 Sino-U.S. joint communiques, especially the provisions of the August 17th communique. It seriously interferes with China's internal affairs and undermines China's sovereignty and security interests.
Beijing is arguing that the sale of arms and military equipment to Taiwan goes against Washington's diplomatic acknowledgement that Taiwan is part of China and that there is only one Chinese government, which dates back to 1972. But the U.S. claims the deals are legal based on the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979, which states that its purpose is to help maintain peace, security, and stability in the Western Pacific and to promote the foreign policy of the United States by authorizing the continuation of commercial, cultural, and other relations between the U.S. and the people of Taiwan. Because the wording of the legislation is rather broad, and because China has been so openly critical of it, the last U.S. president to authorize the sale of fighter jets to Taiwan was George H.W. Bush in 1992. However, the Trump administration has appeared to ignore all threats of escalation with China, as the news of this deal comes just weeks after the White House approved more than $2 billion in sales of tanks and equipment to Taiwan. Now, China did not specify how it would retaliate if the U.S. does complete the sale of dozens of fighter jets to Taiwan, but there is concern that it would drastically increase tensions in the region at a time when the trade war between the U.S. and China is still ongoing. Scotty?
Well, it's interesting because you're mentioning the 2 different trade deals, 2 different parts of the time. Is there any indication that China will actually turn to military forces in order to keep the U.S. from working with Taiwan?
Well, we've seen China repeatedly speak out against these deals that are happening between the U.S. and Taiwan and repeatedly say that there will be consequences. But in terms of what those consequences are, they could be increased military drills near the Taiwan Strait, or they could even be sanctions against U.S. firms that are working as part of these deals. But in order for it to actually turn to military force, it looks like that's going to depend on if there are more deals that happen between the U.S. and Taiwan and exactly what Taiwan decides to do with all of those new weapons and equipment that they receive.
Well, obviously, this is another continued conversation that the Chinese are having to have with the United States government. Let's hope that it ends in peace. Thank you, Rachel.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.